Alright guys, it's Daniel from Guiltless Foods here. Today I'm going to bring you another cake, and it's going to be my favourite cake, the carrot cake. So much like the gingerbread recipe, we're just going to be changing up a lot of the ingredients to make this kind of lighter, lower calorie, healthier in general. So again, we've swapped flour for oat flour, sugar. This time I've gone for like a dark agave syrup. It smells really nice. Low fat yogurt, low fat for fat-free cream cheese. Those are the only substitutions really. So we've got the ground oats in a bowl with some cinnamon, your baking powder and your bicarb, and to that we're going to add the carrots. I've already blended them because you get smaller pieces and this cake is going to cook quite quickly. So those are just going to go in. I suppose I should mention my oven's preheating to 180 degrees Celsius, around about 375 Fahrenheit. So you've got walnuts here that I'm just going to crush in my hands, give it a nice texture. And the good thing about this cake is, as you'll see, I typed in my my carrot cake that I make at work into MyFitnessPal, and it comes up at almost 900 calories a slice and 54 grams of fat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just heat up this agave syrup and this butter in the microwave. Right, so now I'm just going to put in the remaining ingredients. We've got what we need are fat-free yogurt and 3 whole eggs. Now this mixture comes out a bit too thick. Depending on the size of your eggs or your oats or whatever, then you may want to add another egg. Our butter and agaves melted. I'm just gonna pour that in now. All we're gonna do is mix it up and put it into a 8-inch high-sided loose-bottomed cake tin and cook it at 180 for, start off at 20 minutes and work up from there. So the trick with these recipes that use oat flour instead of regular flour is to get them in the oven as quick as possible, or if you're going to be making them, weighing out all the ingredients in advance, keep all the wet separate from the dry, because you don't want the oats to absorb any of the water. That will also contribute to it being stodgy and dense. And also, when you're going to add the hot butter and the sugar to the mix, that's going to instantly activate the bicarb and the baking powder, so you want to get it in the oven as soon as possible. Just spread it out nice and evenly, that way you don't get any burned peaks. Then all we're going to do is put that in the oven for 20 minutes, and then I'm going to check it after 20 minutes. If it still needs more cooking, an extra 5, then an extra 5, then an extra 5, until it's done. You can use a skewer test, or if you want, you can just kind of basically poke it, and if your fingerprint kind of, if it leaves a fingerprint and then it springs back, then it's also done. So in the meantime, we're going to make the easiest cream cheese icing. We're going to need 300 grams of low fat or fat-free Cream cheese, 5 grams of vanilla bean paste. I use the paste because 5 grams is the equivalent of 1 whole vanilla pod, so you get a lot more vanilla flavour and you don't get any of the, it's not alcohol based, so it doesn't dissipate off over time, it actually gets better over time. And then 90 grams of your same light olive oil spread that we use for the cake. So I'm just going to whisk these together like a regular icing until it's all nice and smooth. Right, there we go, so the icing's done. It's quite runny now for icing, but I'm going to put it in the fridge whilst the cake's in the oven and it'll firm up. And then obviously we're going to cool the cake down before we put the icing on so it doesn't run everywhere. Alright guys, so the carrot cake is out of the oven. Here it is, just got it cooling on a cooling rack. It's risen nicely, it's nice and firm but fluffy inside. Unfortunately I don't have enough time to cool this down and get the icing and everything done tonight, and I go on holiday tomorrow morning. So just know, I mean, we've got the icing made, got the cake made, you can kind of combine the two however you want. So we'll just go over the macros here. This the macros I've got serve 8. Now you can portion this cake however you like. I think this cake will serve 8 healthily. So in total, each slice has got 301 calories as opposed to the 860 something that my carrot cake at work has. Total fat 11 grams as opposed to the 54 grams of the regular carrot cake. 36 carbohydrates, 4 from fibre, 14 from sugar, and 13 grams of protein. Now I think the carrot cake I make at work has got 4 grams of protein and 96 grams of carbohydrates. So all in all, this is a lot healthier. It smells exactly like carrot cake. I know it tastes exactly like carrot cake. So please guys, give this a try. If this is something that you want to see more of, then please click like and subscribe. Thank you.